Basics of Bojutsu. So the bow can be tapered at the end or not. I prefer to use a non-tapered bow. They say to hold them in thirds. So this is a 6-foot or rokushaku bow. They say to hold it in thirds, but that's not a very good rule of thumb, because if someone is really small compared to the bow, then their grip is going to be way out here, and then they won't be able to maneuver it very well because they're reached out too far. And if they're really tall, they'll be gripped in here really tight, and then they'll have a lot more speed, but they'll also lose control that way as well. Now, there are times to widen your grip and narrow your grip. There are, but they're not the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb is to actually hold it shoulder width apart. If I hold it shoulder width apart, then it doesn't matter what end of the bow I'm on. I will have full mobility and full control over the weapon. Now, grip-wise, one hand, this is your standard grip. Thumbs will be pointing the same direction on the weapon. That is one palm down, one palm up. There is a grip like this. Some people call this a reverse grip. This is where both thumbs are facing each other, or both palms are down. There's an unusual grip where you're like this. This is not used very often. The thumbs, as you can see, are going opposite directions. There's a few techniques where you'll go here real quick, but then you're quickly switching over to the other one. When you're gripping the bow, the pinky finger should be holding the tightest, and then the grip strength on each finger lessens. And since the pinky finger is the weakest finger, what you're effectively doing is making an equal strength grip across the entire hand. In fact, the grip should be such that you can take the index fingers off, and you will not drop the bow at all. The other thing, or drill-wise, one of the first drills you start with is you hold the bow here, and you just let it slide through one hand. So in other words, you have to loosen the grip just enough so the bow will slide through the hand. And then when it gets done sliding to the appropriate position, you retighten the grip to stop it. Another way to do this drill is to start at one end, and then you reach out and you slide back and forth, working on changing your grips. Once you're able to do that, sliding here in place, plus able to switch the bow here, like such, then you go to the third grip change, which is to go from normal grip to reverse grip. What you're going to do is you're going to snake. You're going to snake the hand around to here. Then you take the other hand, you snake it around. Now notice my hand opens here, and it maintains contact the whole time. When I get here and I'm grabbing my fingers, then my thumb goes around. On the other side here, when I reverse to the other side, I keep the thumb in place, I snake around, the thumb comes over, and then I complete the grip. So in other words, you don't want to take the hand off. You want to snake it around. Snake it around. I have a railing here, so I'm having to maneuver around the railing. But anyhow, those are your first 3 drills that I teach for Bojutsu, and just make sure the bow is about 1 inch to 1 3/4 inch in diameter. Make sure it's good and solid. Make sure the grain is running more with the length of the bow and not across it. If it's running across it, those are breakage points where the bow would break when it makes contact. Make sure the bow is not warped. Try to get it as straight as possible. All right.